Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, if you have not heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. Yeah, I got your attention now, right? Number two, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Number three, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Number four, you can make money from your podcast. That's right. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum viewership. Number five, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So right now, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, everybody? My name is Cliff, and you are listening to the What Now Podcast. That's right, the What Now Podcast, where we, through conversation, discuss ways that we can effectively address life's most difficult moments. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's episode. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What Now Podcast. That's right, the What Now Podcast, where we have conversations about effective ways of facing and addressing life's most, air quotes, difficult, end of air quotes, moments. And we also have matured throughout this podcast as we are in season 2. I think this is episode 10 of season 2. And I think we had 30 episodes in season 1. So by now we understand that we have scratched out that word difficult. It's just a part of our intro. And we have inserted inside of that word, or inserted beside, or inserted in place of that word, defining moments. And here's the reason why they are now defining moments, because they were only difficult because that's the stance that we took, or the perspective that we were looking at them from. But now we have taken a new perspective and are taking on a new perspective. And now we look at them as defining moments, and not moments that define us, but moments that we define, because we took back the power, we took back the authority, we took back the right that we have that was given to us by our Creator, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. He gave it unto us. We're taking back that power ourselves, and now we are using the creative expression that He has given to us to create the world that He has called and designed us to create. All right. So thank you all for joining me on tonight. Listen, guys, thank you for listening to our last podcast. Like I said, it was so heavy on my heart. We didn't even do an intro. And I pray all of you have been out there protesting. I understand some riots have happened and some looting has gone on. We've already addressed that. I'm praying for everyone's safety, but I'm also praying that the same energy and the same synergy that was created from the protest will now be created, or not just created, the momentum of it will continue all the way to those polls to vote, that you will vote nationally, but more importantly, you will vote locally as well, and that you will fill out those census forms every year. Why? Because if you don't fill out the census forms, then you are not giving your voice any power and authority, because it's almost as if you don't exist. There's no representation. So let's get the census numbers up and make sure that the census numbers rightfully represent our homes, our neighborhoods, our towns, our regions, our states, in our country. All right. And we can take this thing back. But thank you again for joining us. As I always say, if you have anything that you would like to add to the show, you can reach me at info@info.cliftonpettyjohn info@cliftonpettyjohn.com. What am I doing? info@cliftonpettyjohn.com. Send me your feedback. Send me your thoughts. If you would like to sponsor the show, hey, let's talk. If you would like an ad on the show, let's do business together. All right. Let's do business together. All right. So let's go. So tonight's show. All right, guys. Tonight's show is very important to me. Many of you listen to the show, so you have an understanding that this is part of my therapy. Me and my therapist talk very often. He is my best friend. And, I call him my best friend because if he were to go out and tell my business, I could sue him. And if I sue him, that's going to be a blessing to me and my family and those that are connected to me. We will be blessed financially. But my therapist is cool. He's a dope dude. I mean, he's really cool. But a conversation him and me had helped me realize how sometimes I'm out of touch with my emotions and I don't always express how I honestly feel. I've gotten a lot better at it, but we realized from childhood on up, I suppressed a lot of things, and the actions that I had many times did not testify to how I honestly felt about people, about situations, and other things like that. So this podcast is an outlet for me. It's a way for me to get emotionally how I feel out. And this is big for me because that means that everybody's hearing how I feel. But I'm so in touch with purpose and so in touch with my story that if my mistakes, my shortcomings, my messing up can help you get to where you need to get, because it's helped me get to where I need to get. Now, I want to say something. You have to learn to live life with no regrets, because every decision you made positioned you where you are now. So it's connected to your purpose. If you change one decision that you made, then that would alter the trajectory of your life. And in the midst of it altering the trajectory of your life, you don't know where you would be right now. If I made one different decision, I wouldn't be sitting behind this blue Yeti right now talking to you. So there are times sometimes that creeps up in me and I say, well, what if I hadn't done this? And what if I hadn't did this? And I should have did this and I could have did this. And that's all fine and dandy. But all that matters is, what are you doing with your now? What now? What are you doing with your now? Because it's what you're doing with your now that's going to produce the future that either you desire, the future that's connected to your purpose, the future that God has created for you, or will you find yourself right back again where you are now a year from now? And we're not doing that. We made up in our minds, we are not doing this. Listen, 2020 has been enough. We are not going through this again. All right. So let's go. Tonight, guys, I want to take the focus off of myself. Tonight is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020. This is my brother's and my sister-in-law's 14-year anniversary. They've been together 21 years, I believe, but 14 years they have been married. You don't know how big of a deal that is, especially in my family. One of the things that I told them, am I great? Boy, get yourself together. Why are you getting ready to cry? Dude, I told both of them separately. I texted my brother and told him, and then my sister-in-law, I told her on her message about basically paraphrasing how I'm grateful for them for being the example to many of us that don't see the possibility of 14 years. Child, sometimes I only see the possibility of 14 days in a relationship. Woo! Putting up with me 14 hours. What are you talking about? Man, 14 minutes, you might be ready to leave me. Let me stop. Maybe I'm exaggerating, or maybe I'm not. Anyway, I want to send a special shout out to them because you don't hear much of that anymore. And here's the thing. What I love about them is that they are perfectly imperfect for each other. So basically what I'm saying is that they're not perfect. And if somebody looked at their situation, you know how people like to look and be judgmental or whatever, they may feel that it's not perfect. However, it's perfect for them. And that's the reality about relationships, guys. And I'm not doing a relationship teaching. I've always been good at giving people advice about relationships. It's just the relationship situation with myself that I seem to can't give myself advice, or I don't know. We'll talk about that on another episode, but they are perfectly imperfect for each other. And what I love about them is they're not trying to be anyone else. They are themselves within their relationship, and they have defined their own relationship. And I love that. I love it. 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 I love it because so many times you watch people trying to mimic other people's relationships. And sometimes that can be stressful in and of itself and cause strain on that relationship. But I just love, who they are and who they become from from childhood. I'm not even going to get on the bus rides and how both our mom and her mom, you said, we're not going to go there. Okay. We're not going to do that type of a podcast, but just to see where they are now and the success they're experiencing in their individual lives as well as corporately together is amazing. It is so awesome. And it testifies of the work of God, but not just the work of God, the work of themselves, because the reality is that in order for God to be able to do what he desires to do, then we have to be willing to allow him to do what he desires to do to, through, and for us. So I just wanted to get on tonight to honor them and thank them for being the example that they are. And I know it's just the beginning for them because congratulations on 14 years and another 14 and another 14 and another 14 and so on. Thank you guys for your willingness not to give up, not to walk away, not to be selfish, not to be stubborn, and setting that example for all of us. Like I said, in our family, that's not the example we're used to. So seeing that curse broken, because listen, I wasn't the one to break it. I'm going to be honest with you. I was not the one to break it. Okay. Y'all know I play, but be serious at the same time. So either get with it or just turn the podcast off. It's up to you. It don't matter to me. But I thank them for their willingness because I just didn't have it in me. But watching them has restored a hope inside of me that I was thinking today, I might now, look, the might is capitalized. Might is capitalized. I might be interested in starting dating again. We're not talking about that on tonight. But y'all let's talk about that just for a minute. What has happened? Because it seemed like we got quarantined in and then people lost their mind on Facebook. I have never in my life seen the crazy stuff I saw in my Facebook. How are people, we're going to do a whole nother show of how some people are so bold. I mean, because I don't get it. I don't have that confidence. I have confidence in myself. I know I look good, but some people have a confidence that exceeds. Anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. I really want to thank them, and take time to really honor them on tonight because, like I said, they are an example and something to look for. Not the whole idolize their relationship, but to realize, that transformation can take place individually and it can take place as a unit. So, y'all, I love you. I appreciate who you both are. As I said, I don't always show it, haven't always said it, but I do want you guys to know that I am really proud of the both of you. I'm probably going to get off here and cry because they trying to come now, and I I can't see it coming down my eyes. So I got to make this song cry, make this podcast cry. You feel me? But I just want you to know I'm proud of you guys and, you know, who you are. And it's just amazing. 14 years. Wow. 14 years. Thank you guys for giving us all hope again. Or hope for the first time for some people, but you've given me hope again, because after a divorce, anybody's been through a divorce, you know, you go through the stages of grief. Some of us handle divorce differently, handle breakups differently. And after my divorce, I was in a situationship. Yeah, not a relationship, situationship. I write about that in my book as well. And you can also get you a copy of my book by visiting www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. All right. www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. There's a tab that says sample. You can sample the book. Once you sample that book, you're going to be hooked. Once you're hooked, I need you to purchase that book. All right. And then we apply those principles to our lives. And as I always say, if you apply the principles to your life, you prove to me you applied the principles, there's no transformation in the areas that you're applying it, 100% refund. All right. But, you know, you go through the various stages after a divorce and you're questioning yourself about a lot of things. And one of the things I really questioned myself was a relationship, being in a relationship, wanting to be in a relationship. Do I have the patience to be in a relationship? Do I want the responsibility of a relationship? Do I just like being by myself? Do I just enjoy my own time? And I realize I enjoy my own time. I realize I like me a lot more than I used to like me, because I used not to like me. And that's on another podcast. You want to hear that. But I really have fell in love with myself and my time and my energy and all that great stuff. But now, you know, I really, not just today, but leading up to today, I've really been thinking of like, yo, you might should give that another try. So who knows? We'll see. But thank y'all for inspiring us on today. And I saw all the love that was given to you guys through social media. And I can only imagine the love you guys got beyond social media. So I pray that you guys realize the influence that you have on so many of us. And then I want you to think about the many that you've influenced that have yet to tell you that you're influencing them. And if some will never come and say thank you, tonight I say thank you. I love y'all. Celebrate, enjoy yourself, and realize that 14 years is but the beginning for y'all. It's but the beginning. All right. I'm finished. Thank you all for listening. If you're not subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe. If you enjoyed this, y'all, hit them stars. Hit them stars. Hook me up with some stars, y'all. Share it. Share. I see the views. I get the comments. So I appreciate you guys. And as I always say, create a great day. Walk with purpose, and by all means, what, guys? Execute your vision. Be blessed. Peace. Can you identify any areas in your life where stagnation is manifesting? Now, I know some of you might say, no, I can't. Well, I want us to look at stagnation for what it really is. Some people have identified stagnation as something that's not growing or that's not producing. I don't believe that's stagnation. To me, stagnation can also be that, yes, we're growing, yes, we're producing. However, we're growing and producing in a manner that's disrespectful to the purpose and the greatness that resides inside of us. And listen, we all have areas where we can identify that we could be doing a lot better in. There's greater potential in those areas than we are experiencing. And guess what? I have a tool that will help you begin to experience transformation in those areas of stagnation in your life. And that tool is called From Stagnation to Transformation. That's right. That is my book, From Stagnation to Transformation. So I want you to head over to my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. I want you to hit there. I want you to hit the Transformation tab. There you're going to find a free preview of my book. That's right. A free preview of my book. And I promise you, after you read the preview, you're going to want to invest in your personal transformation through purchasing the book. So again, head over there. Purchase the book. Let me know you purchased it. Here's what I always say, guys. If you purchase the book, you read the book, you apply the principles in your life, and yet you still are stagnant in the areas that you are applying them to, and you're not experiencing any transformation, and you can prove to me that you have applied these principles, I will give you a 100% refund. That's right, a 100% refund. Why? Because I believe in the application of the principles that are outlined in this book. So again, visit www.cliftonpettyjohn.com and purchase your copy of From Stagnation to Transformation.